Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing an all-time great, the best-selling IWC Portugueser of all time. This is the IWC 3714-04 Portuguese Chronograph. First released in 1998, it has become a bestseller. It's a throwback to the era before Georges Kern, when IWC watches represented Teutonic Swiss watchmaking at its best, understated and timeless. This timepiece takes the basic Portuguese aesthetic, but at 40.9 millimeters in steel, it's not quite as overpowering as the larger models. You can see the historically correct and unreplaced factory fish crown. Later on, these often get replaced at the factory. This one's still intact. The thickness of the watch is actually 12.7 millimeters, which makes it remarkably thin, only about as thick as a Submariner. If you can wear that under a cuff, you can wear this under a cuff. From lug to lug, 47.5 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Let's throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you'll note the watch wears comfortably. The lug shape does help with a smaller wrist. As it turns down, you can see it's almost like a banana shape in profile, a little bit like a tonneau case, so the lugs wrap around the wrist, making this watch suitable for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Fit is good, aesthetics excellent, and as you can see, the hardware and the software commensurate to the standing of this watch as a flagship piece. A medium rectangular scale alligator leather, gloss black. You can see a monotone stitch. There's a narrow sheer-sided construction showing you the layers of the leather. Gator on the top, calf on the bottom, made in Italy by hand, and as you can see, a brand new IWC factory strap. You will be the first to gouge or crimp it, and you will do so with this, an IWC factory stainless steel pin buckle with a combination of faceting, satin finish, as well as polish. Rolling around to the case flank, you can see it's a judicious mix of polish and satin. Vertical satin between the lugs, longitudinal satin in profile. You can see blended lug profiles, as well as a slightly conical and inverse conical polished bezel. So the watch is actually a little bit broader at the bezel than it is at the wrist, which is one of the reasons this watch wears smaller. It feels more like a 40 or even a 39 to me, and that's sort of how the watch wears. You'll note that there are vintage-inspired pump-style pushers, and of course that distinctive and period-correct fish crown. Now, IWC's Portuguese debuted in 1939, so it was of the same generation and the same design philosophy as the Calatrava or the Patek Philippe 96 before it was called a Calatrava, with the form follows function integrated lug profile, small seconds, as well as simple, no-nonsense, vertically arrayed Arabic numerals and leaf-style hands. Now you can see there's a little bit of array outboard that allows you to read chronograph seconds, minutes, and fractions of seconds. There is a polished ring of dimples, so you can more easily read the seconds and minutes with larger dimples for the, I should call them cabochon, because they're not actually concave, they're convex. You have the simple Arabic numerals, and then at center you have a handsome inverse Panda dial vertically arrayed with chronograph minutes up at the top and constant seconds down at the bottom. The dial itself is flat black, matte to resist reflecting glare, and of course there's a slightly domed sapphire over this dial. You can see there's instantaneous jumping minutes, courtesy of an IWC caliber 79350. This is a highly modified Valjoux 7750 that IWC has effectively made its own, with its own regulator power source, regulation, and replacement of the train wheels, plus proprietary finishing. Back in the day before Swatch stopped shipping knockdown kits, IWC basically remanufactured the 7750 kits that it received, along with the 2824 and 2892. So this movement very much an IWC caliber. 31 joules rather than the standard 7750's 25. It does feature hacking or stop seconds. It's a cam lateral clutch chronograph like the 7750, but an outstanding tuning of the cam system means this one's as crisp, both to the ear and to the touch, as a column wheel. 44-hour power reserve with unidirectional automatic winding, as this is a dress watch. It's 30 meters water resistant. A timepiece that puts it all together. Arguably the IWC Portuguese, and certainly the most popular ever. The 04 model you see here in stainless steel might also be the most attractive of the lot. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.